you got some hard lessons early on that you were fucking up your life, right? You got some real things like, and I mean, I woke up in a hospital room in 2001 after an overdose, and they're like, okay, you almost died. Here's the news. Are you going to do something about it? All my friends left me. My girlfriend left me. I lost my job. It was like, here's some feedback. Maybe you should change your game. And so I did. And then when I came back, it was like one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. Talk about the book briefly, because I think a lot of people were surprised, Tim, to hear you had such this checkered past, because we kind of knew that the later version of Tim, who was the Green Beret, that incredibly successful MMA fighter, the things you do with Apogee. But when I heard even some of those stories, and I knew some of them, I didn't even actually think I was hearing about the same guy. But you were quite an unruly teenager, right?
Yeah, but I mean, look, I was just a bad human. Look at you in your good suits. Think back to you in 2001. Think about every single one of those micro decisions that led you to that overdose. Every time that you've been placated, every time that somebody had just given you the easy answer instead of the hard truth. We've been talking about this whole entire conversation. It was the exact same for me. Scars and stripes. So the stripes in the military are your rank, but more importantly, it's the things that you have done to earn that position. And usually it's mistakes that you learn through. So that's how you earn your stripes. And the same way that you earn scars. The scars on my face from my fights, the scars on my hands from my mistakes, the scars on my knees from my motorcycle crashes, the scars in my heart and my soul from, failed relationships, from, wishing and wanting, but never doing the discipline and the regiment and the dedication to see that thing come to reality. That whole entire book is, a lot of people were surprised because it's full of my mistakes. It's full of my failures. And that's why I had to have my buddy Nick write it with me, is because I couldn't have such truthful introspective into all of my mistakes and be held accountable for those mistakes. I needed somebody else and one of my best friends to do it with me. So, obviously it's a New York Times bestseller. It's been a huge success. And I think it's been a huge success because people are starving for truth. They're starving for real experts, and they're starving for people like you and Joe who will just go out and say what they know is the truth, but people are so scared to say it. I can't say that. I remember being in this exact building talking to a couple of very good friends about it was in 2020. And I was like, man, this BLM organization, there's something off about it. And, but I can't say it, because I'm a white guy, and, I have a ton of black friends. I want to support them. They deserve justice, and what's happened to them is unfair. And we've got to figure out how to do it. But this organization's wrong. But if I don't hashtag BLM, I'm going to be ostracized. And now 3 years later, we find out they've embezzled hundreds of millions of dollars. They bought $10 million mansions. None of that money went back to any of the communities. But I couldn't see it there because I was scared. And I was scared of the repercussions of saying something that I knew to be the truth. And that's just another example of the failure of me that I've had over my whole entire life, where there were times where I knew what the right thing was, but I just didn't do it. I didn't do it because I was a coward. I did it because I was lazy. I did it because I was a selfish, entitled little prick. And I write about it in that book, in Scars and Stripes. But then like you and like me and like Joe, our lives have these tattered pasts of all of these mistakes. But then here we are now, having learned from those mistakes, having owned those mistakes, and been the man to stand up and look at those mistakes in the face and been like, I'm going to change this about myself, to be a better father, to be a better man, to be a better husband, to be a better employer, to be a better soldier, just to be a better human.
It's super inspirational. And congrats on the book. And I'm so glad you had a co-pilot in there. When I do my films here, I have a director, and he's become a good friend of mine, but he's the one that always says, Brian, we got to put this in the movie. We got to go here. And the problem is even though I want to be objective and I want to tell the truth, your subconscious is always protecting that ego, and you won't tell it at all, right? I think you had a moment in the book where it was one of the hardest things you said you had to write in there, and it was just you just had to put it out there, and it's the hardest thing to do. It's really important to have someone that can push you there, right?
Yeah, it is. You should surround yourself with those people, and anybody that you have the crabs. There's these people that are just holding on to you, dragging you down, and there's people that are just you, telling you the lies that you want to hear, but never the truths that you need to hear. Get those people out of your life. Just cut them out. You don't need them. It's too short. This finite time that we have on this earth. Find people that will speak truth into your life, that want the best for you. And the truth is always the best.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to LondonReal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to LondonReal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I'm just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just in overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.